Hello everyone. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try and destroy this pattern plate. I know one of the most common questions we get asked is, can we roll metal that is smaller than the width of the plate? And the answer is yes, but you have to be careful and you have to do some experimenting with your actual rolling mill. So I've got a bunch of pieces of, it's probably 16 or 14 gauge copper. I haven't annealed it, but I'm gonna just show you, well, we're gonna see how we can destroy this. So I'm gonna start with this piece, which is as wide as the plate. Again, it is unannealed copper, probably 16 or 14 gauge. So the first thing you want to do is loosen your rolling mill until you can insert your pattern plate and your copper. So once you have, that's your sandwich, then you want to tighten, oh, it's going the wrong way. You're gonna tighten the rolls as much as you can, just hand tighten. So this is where it's tight. We're gonna loosen it one full turn, remove our metal, and then return it back to where it was tight. This has taken up the slack. Now, your rolling mill may be different. I know the electric mill over in the other shop is a full half turn is the correct amount of pressure. This one seems to be like almost a full half turn. My rolling mill at home is about a quarter turn. So this is where your specific mill comes into play. So I've removed the slack. I'm going to turn it almost halfway, maybe, this would have been halfway. So I've got my metal and my plate. I'm just going to insert it. And this is with the metal that's about as wide as the plate. And see if I can come show you. It curled a little bit. Really good impression, and you can see there's no marks where on the plate where the metal was. So it didn't dig in. The pressure was right to pick up the detail. So that's what we're looking for. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to use a much smaller piece at that same pressure. Again, a lot of this is just experimenting. I'm not going to change the pressure. I'm just gonna see how much it takes for us to damage this plate. We'll roll it through. Let's take a look. That seemed to do okay as well. Oops. So it was right about here. And that looks good. The main thing I can say is definitely experiment, and if you aren't familiar with how your mill behaves, start with less pressure than you think you need and then add more as you go. So we'll try this piece. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it even more. So about here is maybe 3/4 of a turn off of tightness, off of when we tightened it down onto the metal. So let's see what happens here. Basically, I just want to destroy this so that you can see, see how it is possible, but you have to try. Let's see. And even that didn't imprint the plates. So this is where, oops, there we go. This is where it was. I don't see any marks on the plate where the metal dug in. So that means we're gonna just really have to go full send. So, 3/4. Let's try this. I'm just tightening it up until we destroy this plate. So again, I'm using a smaller piece here. It's the same gauge as the larger piece. But I just want to indent this plate, see how much it takes. Even that, I don't think is going to do it. It's really stretched it out though. Okay, so here you can start to see, oops. I'll post a picture, but I don't know if you can see right here in between my fingers, you can see a slight depression where the metal has begun to imprint the pattern plate. We'll do it one more time. And I'm going to crank it down. We'll see, this is probably like 1.5 turns, which is far more than you will ever want to turn yours. But let's just see if I can get this. It doesn't even want to go in. This is going to be painful. Okay, let's see. Oops. All right. Maybe I went a little too hard. Okay. Loosen it up a little bit. Ooh. I don't know where the metal went. Okay, we'll just try something else. Another small piece. It's so tight that I'm having trouble even inserting the plate and metal into the rolling mill. All right, this is gonna do it. If you're having to work this hard, you're gonna be damaging your metal or your plate. Okay. Success. Oops. I'll post a picture later also, but you can see right here, try and turn it a little bit. Here is the impression of the metal of the copper into the plate itself. Trying to get the light to reflect off of it. I'll post a picture. But that's all to say, yes, you can roll pieces of metal that are smaller than the plate itself, but step up the pressure slowly. So start with less pressure than you think you need. If that doesn't give you enough of an impression, add a little bit more pressure. So do lots of tests. So I hope that helps everybody. I'll post some pictures in the comments. So have a great day.